A bit of a technical glitch, but here we are for the action. It is match day 2 of the East African Safari. Not a very good start there from Tom Adupu, the opening bowler for Mountain Rwenzori. He started off with a wide, but he's managed to make some amendments and he manages to hit that good area. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're catching this game. This is match day number 2 of the East African Safari T20, and it is a clash between Mountain Rwenzori and Mountain Karisimbi. Rwenzori won the toss and opted to bowl first. Tom Adupu still making a start there. 2 wides in the over. He's trying to bowl to the wide of offline, but somehow straying away and not keeping it in the tram lines. Paul Emetu and Abdushakul Doka are the opening batters for Mountain Karisimbi. And now Tom Adupu will be changing bowling side and he will be coming right arm round the wickets. A bright day it is, the sun already piercing out of the skies. Brilliant. The change of bowling side helps him to just hit that deck because he saw that the ball was angling away from the batter, and he knew that if he goes round, he will have the batter fishing but nowhere in reach. As he goes to the other side, he manages to pick up a dot ball. Right into the block hole and another dot ball. Much better there from him, hitting the good line and keeping the batters in check. Good bowling display there from Tom Adupu so far, making sure that he keeps the batters guessing. Nearly an edge to the batters, a thick outside edge, and well fielded at third man. But that is a good area there for Tom Adupu to keep bowling. And the edge will bring the first runs off the board for Mountain Karisimbi. And now some changes being made in the field there for Doka Abdushakul as soon as he gets on strike. Projected score reading 90 runs already in this match. Wides have been the tail of the tape for Tom Adupu in this game. He's failed to be a little consistent, and he's turning out to be a little costly for the side. The good balls have not been played. You see 3 dot balls in the over, even the single in this over coming off the edge of the bat. But somehow he needs to maintain that good line and length. Should be a no ball call there from the umpire. A very loose ball there from Tom Adupu. A delivery that doesn't show someone who was ready. And now a free hit on the cards for Abdushakul Doka to release out the hair from himself. Solomon Luwamachi, the captain for Mountain Rwenzori, going to speak to his batter and telling him, you're not doing bad, you just need to keep focused. And now it is the free hit. Try to take him on, but beautifully fielded there, and no run is taken. Good work there by Tom Adupu, cutting that one off and not giving anything away easy for Mountain Rwenzori. One more delivery remaining in the first over of the game. Still coming round. But a wide, and now the wicket keeper Twaha Beiga not getting hold on to that one, and it is a wide. 2 wides added onto the total for Mountain Rwenzori. Third man finally great at the boundary as Tom Adupu goes to bowl that one again. Hit over the infield and work for Hariom to do. Good work, but the batters will take 2 runs. And a very fruitful over comes to an end. 9 runs from the first over and 9 for no loss is the score as we come to the end of the first. Hello. What is your name? Which team do you play for? Atoyo yani. Ozanyira timu ki? Oyo mulala yani. Isa alima bino ozanyiremu ku ezo timu ezizanya kati. Anti genda eri mu mudaga out naye siri kujukira obo ozanyira eriwa. Genda wali ero laberi genda wali eri awali Sandro Mugamba akulaga eristiko wawe bakansolize erinnya lyo. Ogenda obere ne timu yo. A very brilliant over to start off for Mountain Karisimbi. Rwenzori won the toss and opted to bowl first, but somehow Tom Adupu didn't keep bowling the good areas, and now it will be Okwalinga Emmanuel to bowl the second over of this game. Emmanuel Okwalinga coming right arm round. Brilliant there from Emmanuel Okwalinga. He knows that the first over was a little expensive, so he's now making sure that he does amendments, and now he's bowling that ball, angling away from the batters and keeping them guessing. Good work there by Moses Achema at covers, just cutting that one off and keeping it to another dot ball in the over. Good work by the wicket keeper, even though it is a wide, but a makeshift and effort, agility, jumping around like a cat and making sure that they don't take an extra run with the wide. By Gatwaha, putting some good shift there. What is your name? You can look for it. You can look for it. You're supposed to see me before the game. Hit, but straight to the fielder. Oh! A diving forward effort there from the man at mid-off. Tom Adupu, but not getting hold onto that opportunity. Another chance goes begging. Somehow getting out of his blocks. Paul Emetu to get some runs, but he doesn't quite get onto that ball. Hit down, half-hearted dive, and a swing on the cards. One more play in the over. Projected score 131. Current run rate 6.55. A good run rate in the context of the game. He goes hard, but he was nowhere close. And it is another dot ball for Mountain Rwenzori. End of the over. 12 for no loss is the score after 2 overs. You can tell them to give you the jersey. We'll play another day, but you'll be with them in the dugout. Any edge there off the blade of Emetu Paul, giving a chance for them to pick up another run. The batters have not looked so comfortable batting, but Tom Adop returning to bowl another over. The umpire confirms it wasn't a by run. Maybe it hit on the... It must have hit something. Driven and well fielded by Achema. Good work. They are being done by Mountain Rwenzori to try and make sure that they reduce on the leakage of runs. Good placement right into the gap. Breaking the shackles and picking up the first boundary. Abdul Shakur Doka leading in front as the captain. Wide of the batter and another dot ball. Much better line there from Tom Adopo. A little fall to the blade of Doka Abdul Shakur, but Doka not managing to hit that one on. And another dot ball. Much better adjustment there coming in from Adup Tom, making sure that he keeps hitting the good areas. And as we come to the end of the third over, 19 for no loss is what the scoreboard reads for Mountain Karisimbi. Another opportunity goes begging for the team. You look at the dejection there from the bowler, Emmanuel Okwaling, as he returns for his second over. Chance created but not taken by the wicket keeper. And something for them to regret. He's bowling some good express pace. Emmanuel. Off the pads and into the gap. A good flick shot there by Paul Eme to break the shackles and pick up the second boundary for Mountain Karisimbi. And somehow you feel that Emmanuel Okwalinga missed his line on that occasion. Bowling it a little close to the pads and he was hit on. He's been hitting it close to the middle stump and have it hang away past that fourth stump line. But this time round he's missed his line and he's been sent down to the cleaners. Runs still in full flow for Mountain Karisimbi. Hesitation between the batters and the dot ball. In the end, they nearly ran themselves into trouble. But good work. There was an appeal of LBW, but somehow the ball the batters are showing some bit of interest in taking every run that comes their way. Full toss and hit on, but there is protection. Kenneth cutting that one off to just a single. There was some interest of taking the second run, but turned it down, and that single will bring us to the end of the over. At the end of 4 overs, 24 for no loss is the score. Speaking at the toss, Solomon Wamach was the captain for Mountain Rwenzori, said that because his team is more of a development players side, his side, the decision to bowl fast gives them a little enough playing time. And now Lennox Muhanguzi is the bowling change. We will be seeing some spin come into the attack. It's the second last over to complete the power play, and we are seeing the spinners coming a little early. Cow corner at the boundary as well. See which other options they will be using. Mugumira, a bigger part in Muhanguzi, but there is a fielder at slips. Good start. It is a dot ball to start off the over. Paul Emmett, not a very comfortable player, hitting spin. A flick which could have carried to the fielder goes into the gap. Work for Kenneth to do. Good running, because the ball was wide of the fielder at square leg. It gives the batters a chance of running and coming back for the second. Lennox standing on the left hand side of the umpire, the square leg umpire, will feel that maybe if he stood towards the right hand side, you could have picked up something, because Paul Emmett will be looking at hitting behind the square and accessing that vacant gap. They have a little bit of using two fielders outside the arc, but currently they are using only one. Fall and driven down the ground. So we are fumbling that one and giving them a chance to pick up the second. But if there was some power into that shot by Paul Emmett, because the shot was on, maybe they could have picked up a boundary. Change of bowling sides. For Lennox Muhanguzi. Left arm round now, making sure that the ball angles back into the batter. Because the ball was drifting away from him, he looked a little comfortable driving on. And now Lennox is making sure that he angles it back. Goes hard, but was nowhere in the frame. Good amendments. After conceding a double, he changes bowling ends and is making sure that the ball drifts back into the batter. One more ball is the over. A little full and hit on. It's past the fielder. And now the chase is on. But that ball going all the way to the boundary. Breaking the shackles. Paul Emmett to pick up the boundary and wrap up the over. It was a little full. And a brilliant on drive there by Emetu. Because the fielder at long on was up, it became a chance for him to take up that boundary. And now we've come to the end of over. 5 overs gone. And the score reads 32 for no loss. This is match day 2 of the East African Safari T20 happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. The morning clash is a clash between Mountain Rwenzori and Mountain Karisimbi. Yesterday we saw Mountain Satima winning the first game of the tournament by just 1 run before Mountain Kilimanjaro capping off another exciting performance, beating up on Mountain Elgon by 55 runs. There is another bowling change for Mountain Rwenzori. The change, the bowler who comes into the attack not hitting the good line and length. And a wide for him to start off the over. Alex Chandia is the bowler in the attack. And done by the wicket keeper. The wicket keeper not putting in some good shift to cut that one off. And 5 wides on the cards. It's already an expensive over. No Lego delivery has been bowled so far in this over. Only 6 wides up front in the over. And it is now turning out to be very costly. Now coming right arm round, But it will be another wide there from Alex Chandia. Not good work there being done by him, because already he's given away 7 runs before bowling any legal delivery. There was a little feather off that one, but the wicketkeeper not getting hold onto it, and the ball rolls all the way to the boundary. From the edge of the bat to the boundary. This is turning out to be a very expensive over. And now Mountain Rwenzori should be looking at making sure that they make necessary adjustments to cut off the boundaries, bowl the good areas, and make sure that nothing goes easy the way of Mountain Karisimbi. The decision to bowl fast not paying off so far. That one getting stuck in the surface, but they do take the run. Much better. Another thick outside edge will go past the gully fielder. David Sewanyiga not chipping in any efforts, and another boundary in the over. A very expensive over. 16 runs so far in that over. And every idea there from Alex Chandia not working out. Somehow we feel that he missed something in the placement. That fielder there standing towards gully should have done a little better effort to cut that one off. But in the end, the ball goes all the way to the boundary. Hit through the cover. Achema Moses and Hariom giving it a chase. 2 more runs taken, and those 2 runs will bring up the 50 runs inside the power play for Mountain Karisimbi. Runs have been in full flow for the team, with 1 more delivery remaining in this power play. Full ball and misfielded by Lennox, but they will take the single to wrap up the power play. And as we come to the end of the power play, 51 for no loss is the score after 6 overs. Confirmation of the end of the power play there by the lady umpire, but somehow you would feel that Mountain Karisimbi has won this power play. They've made sure that they get 51 runs in just 6 overs. The projected score reading 170. If they can keep scoring the runs and end at around 140, maybe they will pick up a score that is very defendable on this pitch. Muhanguzi Lennox, who bowled the first over that went for 8 runs, will be returning to bowl the second over in his name, coming from the side of the Forest. Paul Emetu with 24 of 23, and Abdul Shakul Doka with 12 of 14. Good start. Dot ball there from Lennox. Brilliant stuff there from him. Making sure that nothing goes easy the way of Mountain Karisimbi. And a little ball and pick up as many dot balls as they can to make sure that they bring the pressure back. Also, chance themselves pick some wickets here. A little short but lofted over the head of the bowler. Work for the fielder running on from long off to do. And Solomon Wama cutting off that to just a single. Somehow Solomon Wama is standing too wide. Alex Muhango's bowling left arm over the wickets. Long on, long off down, cow corner. The other fielder deployed at the boundary. The rest of the fielders inside the circle. Full toss and play down the ground. Good work there from Solomon, chipping in that half dive. That's what I was talking about. He's standing a little wide, because if he was standing a little straighter, that ball was going to go straight to him, and it could have meant that if he gets it on the first time and throws, he cuts off the extra run to just a single. But again, he continues and he goes wide. And now you feel that he's going wide because there is no extra cover put in place. Somehow you feel that they are missing something in their field setup. Mountain Rwenzori. Hit. Does it go all the way? Oh, Emmanuel Okwalinga trying to chip in a dive, but the ball goes all the way for a maximum. Lennox missing his line. He bowled it too short. And Doc Abdul Shakur hitting it all the way with the bounce to bring up another boundary and the first maximum in this batting innings of Mountain Karisimbi. Runs are flowing for Mountain Karisimbi. Googly, there is an appeal, but not given by the umpire. But it's a much better delivery there coming in from Lennox. Every time you go for the googly, it means the batter might swing a little early before the ball comes. Another full toss is sliced away. Hariom will give it a chase, but the ball traveling so quick. And another boundary in the over. Runs are still flowing. A little too full and too wide. Look, Abdul Shakur just opening up his blade. And he manages to pick up that boundary. The boundary will bring us to the end of over number 7. Scoreboard reading 64 for no loss. Bowling change as Hariom comes into the bowling attack. Hariom Dudarejia, the son of Gopal Dudarejia, there into the attack for Mountain Rwenzori. Good start, putting the outside edge of the bat into play, and it is a dot ball there for Gopal. For Gopal's son to start off the over. Googly and hit straight to the fielder. 2 dot balls up front. Much better lines and length there being bowled by Hariom, making sure that he keeps the batters in check. Quickly back to his run up already and ready for his next delivery. Nearly a leading edge to the batter. Run out chance. Taking off very quickly after hitting that one. Paul Emetu not realizing that he had hit it straight to the fielder. keeping calm. Moses Achema chipping in the throw, and Baiga Twaha doing the rest of the job, removing the bails and giving them the first wicket. That was the googly ball there that gave them the wicket. Created some room to cut, played it straight to the fielder, rushing out of his crease, and the wicket keeper Vega fumbled it at the first time, manages to recover and removes the bails to pick up the first wicket for Mountain Rwenzori. You feel that the wicket has come in after a little longer, but a wicket is a wicket nonetheless. And always a cricket game, one brings two. They'll need to make sure that they keep the pressure on and keep backing themselves up to make sure that they pick more wickets. A nothing short didn't pay any rewards as another wicket falls in that over. And a good start for Hariom Didaregia, picking up 3 dot balls, much needed to keep the batters on pressure. After 2 dot balls up front, Paul Emeto's thinking was, we need a run, and he thought he could push for it, not realizing that the ball was held by the fielder, and in the end a run out completed. The first one goes, and 64 for 1 is what the scoreboard reads. Derek Okecho is the new batter in. Wicket time. 1 brings 2. Off stump is uprooted. Hariom Dudaregia being the man doing the magic for Mountain Rwenzori. A run out on the previous delivery. And now Derek Okecho not managing to protect his furniture. The ball rolling through and giving Mountain Rwenzori another wicket. What an over it has been already. Look at that ball there, a googly turning in, and the celebration shows you how much of a prize wicket it is. Oh, what a moment for the young man, making sure that he keeps his team in contention of winning this game. They won the toss and adopted ball first. Runs have been flowing, but now they are starting to punch back. 2 wickets falling in 2 balls. Paul Emeto falling, and quickly followed by Okecho Derek. 64 for 2 after 7.4. 2 more to play in this over. It is a team hat-trick, but what a game it is turning out to be for Mountain Rwenzori, who are now punching back. Trevor Makachanja is the new batter in for Mountain Karisimbi. 2 wickets have fallen in quick succession. He goes down to block. He blocks a full ball. But what an over. No run so far considered in this over, with 1 more delivery remaining in the over. Hariom Dudaregia being the man to do the magic for Mountain Rwenzori. Goes across the line. There is an appeal. Yes, it is given. What an over it has been for the young man. What a way to start off the spell. The son of Gopal announcing his arrival on the big stage and making sure that he picks 2 wickets in the over. There was a run out. It is a maiden 3 wickets over. Brilliant one for Mountain Rwenzori. And as we come to the end of the 8th, 64 for 3 is what the scoreboard reads. Dead plumb, a very straight ball there coming in from Hariom. Look at that ball there. Trevor Makachanja thinking of playing it across the line. He goes across and he misses. Clear that could have gone on. And look at the appeal, and the finger goes up. Another wicket there goes. And what an over. What a magical over there coming in from Hariom. Three wickets falling in the over, and all of them falling around Doka Abdushakur. Projected score still reading 160. Alex Chadia, who went for 19 in his first over, will now return. But Ramadan Ochimi, the wicket-keeper batter, is the new batter in for Mountain Karisimbi. Chadia changing bowling ends. That ball straining on. Doka trying to hit it off the pads. And the umpire confirms that it is by runs. And now Mountain Rwenzori is starting to punch back, and they are crowing back in the game. Ramadan Ochime, the new batter who has just walked in, will be now facing for the very first time. Rebuilding work to be done. Driven down the ground, and he will get off the mark right away. He goes, but there is a fielder there, Tom Adopo, to do the work. Hit wide of him, and they will pick up 2 runs. Off the pads and straight to the fielder. There is a run out chance. Oh, if that throw had gone to the bowler's end, it could have been a different reward. Abdushakur Doka playing a hit and run. At the moment, a ball hits straight to the fielder. Fine stop there from Kenneth Chizito, but somehow not managing to complete that run out. That has been the only issue with Alex Chadia's bowling, the wides. And now it's 1 wide down the leg. On drive and another single. Right now they're making sure that they just keep milking the balls around. Mix up, and the batters do take another run. They kept appealing instead of collecting the ball, and in the end Doka Abdushakur and Ramadan Ochimi showing some bit of good awareness to pick up an extra run. Much better there from Alex Chadia, making sure that he hits it into the surface, and it will be a dot ball to end the over. 9 gone and 72 for 3 is the score. A man who started off with 3 wickets maiden. Hariom will be bowling his second over. Back again from the road end. What a good start he did have in his first over. Wicket time! It is another wicket for Hariom. Dudarajia doing the work that his captain has sent him to do. This time round, it is the middle stump of Ramadan Ochimi which has been uprooted. And the young man is now all over the Karisimbi batters like a rush. Batters have been coming and going. He's yet to concede a run. But what a spell he's been bowling. Look at that ball there coming in from Hariom. Making sure that he sends Ramadan Ochimi on the back foot, beating him completely. And it is another wicket that falls. Great bowling display there from Hariom. Look at that one. Kept him guessing and knocks over the middle stump. Brilliant bowling. Hariom has so far bowled 7 deliveries and is yet to concede a run. A run out and 3 wickets in his name. What a spell the younger man is putting on display. Dr. Abdushakur caught playing on the back foot, and in the end, a wicket. 72 for 4 after 9.1 overs. And now they have found a way of crawling back in this game. Patrick Oburu joining Ramadan Ochimi at the crease. Some bit of pressure now. And some things, of course, are now going the way of the Karisimbi batters. The opening 2 batters have already been sent back to the hard. Paul Emetu and Dok Abdushakur. They have been followed by Trevor Makachanja. Another batter who came and left in a flash. Now Patrick Oburu is the new man in to enjoy the dance of the music being played by Hariom Dudarejia. Forcing him on the back foot, and it is another dot ball. This time round it's a turn and bounce delivery there. And he's applauded by the teammate. He's made sure that he cuts off the leakage of runs, Hariom. And he's kept the batters guessing off the pads. Yes, they will take the single. He has conceded the first run after 8 deliveries. What a bowler he's been for the side. A bit of an inside edge there off the blade of Ramadan Ochimi, and he will take a run. He went for a booming hit, but just managed an inside edge of the bat. This time round, he picks up the length very nicely, and that is hit all the way. A little too full from Hariom. And Patrick Oburu takes a liking to his bowling. Final ball of the over. He goes again. Does it pick out the fielder? Oh! Bosco Akena undoing his thing. He got onto the ball, but he didn't manage to get hold onto the catch. Patrick Oburu falling into the trap, but Akemna not helping Hariom to complete that catch. Look at that one there. Clearly the ball was right to him. He didn't get hold onto it, putting that chance down. And we've come to the end of the halfway. 81 for 4 is the score after 10 overs. Bowling change there being taken by Mountain Rwenzori. Moses Achema into the attack, replacing Alex Chadia from the Forest end. Four of 8. Ramadan Ochimi 8 of 4. Patrick Oburu, the two batters at the crease currently for Mountain Karisimbi. It is match day number 2 of the East African Safari T20 happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. And it is a clash between Mountain Karisimbi and Mountain Rwenzori. Mountain Rwenzori won the toss and opted to bowl first. And currently Karisimbi is 81 for 4 after 10 overs with the projected score reading 162 runs. Moses Achema into the attack. That one keeps low and undone by the wicket keeper Shadia Alex to do some amendments, and they will take 2 by runs. Creating some room to cut, but he doesn't manage to get close to the ball. Patrick Oburu, and it is a dot ball for Moses Achema. Much better line when you look at the previous ball that went for 2 by runs. It skidded a bit on the surface, and now he's extracting some bit of bounce to make sure that he keeps the outside hanging blades in play. Shimmy down the track and the edge of the bat. Didn't close the line of the ball very well. Moses Achema overcompensating and bowling it way outside of the tram lines towards the offside, and it is another wide on the cards. Much better there from Moses Achema, keeping it close to the wide of off stump line. Driven and well fielded, another dot ball in the over. Somehow you feel that Mountain Rwenzori has started bowling and getting back in the game. They've been crawling back and making sure they hit the good areas to keep the batting side in check. Oh, good lines there from Moses Achema, and the dot ball will bring the over to an end. 11 overs gone, and 85 for 4 is the score. Hariom back for his third over. There is an appeal of LBW, but the umpire says impact was outside off stump. Caught between two thoughts. Patrick Oburu not sure whether to commit on the offside or to hit on the back foot. Wicket time. He hit him for 6 in the previous over. Patrick Oburu. This time round, he doesn't even know where that ball passed. He shuffled across the stumps, thinking he would hit it on the onside. In the end, he doesn't manage, but look at the celebrations there. He's done a lot of good work there for the team. Hariom picks up his 4th wicket, but what a player he's been so far for the side. Look at that wicket-taking ball there, shuffling across the stumps there, Patrick Oburu, and not managing to hit it away. Leg stump is uprooted, and another wicket. The 5th one goes for Mountain Karisimbi. Patrick Oburu was doing some bit of rebuilding job alongside Ramadan Ochimi, but in the end he doesn't manage to carry the work on, shuffling on what he would have done better. But in the end, a little dejected because he didn't manage to hit that one on. Back to the hut. Hariom picks up his 4th. But look at his prize figures. He's bowled 2.2 overs, conceding just 9 and picking up 4 wickets. What a brilliant bowling display there from the young man. The wicket taking delivery there, uprooting the off stump. And now a left-handed batter is in, Samuel Chinalwa. And Gopal's son, Hariom, will be bowling right arm round the wickets for the left-handed Samuel Chinalwa. 85 for 5, but still the current run rate in 7.50. Toffle and hit down the ground. Good work there by Kenneth Kizito, and it's just a dotty ball. A little loose there from Hariom. You need to extract some bit of turn from the surface. Drifting it away from the batter, and it is wide. I tell you, this is why every team would need to have a left-handed batter in the team. Every time a left-hander comes, there is a bit of a mix-up. Hariom was looking comfortable bowling to the right-handed batters, but as soon as the left-handers come to the crease, now it's come a little hard for him to bowl, because he has those balls that turn, those off-spin, which are now turning away from the batter. And now he has to bowl it full. When he bowls it full, it will be right in the area, in the hitting arc. And that's why you see Samuel Chinalwa comfortably gets off the mark. But now, the final ball of this over will be bowled to Ramadan Ochimi, a right-handed batter. And as soon as Ochimi gets onto the strike, Hariom comes right arm over the wickets. Extra cover, cow corner, long on, long off, and deep square leg, all deployed. Fall, but not hit anywhere. A dot ball. What a spell. 3 overs is bowled, conceded just 11 and picked up 4 wickets. And as we come to the end of over number 12, 87 for 5 is what the scoreboard reads for Mountain Karisimbi. Moses Achema now returning to bowl his second over. His first, he gave away 2 runs, and now he'll be returning to bowl. 7 more overs are remaining, and now the projected score has dropped from 170 and it is 145. I think now Mountain Rwenzori will be hoping that they can keep strangling and keeping it tight. Right arm round for the lefty. Full toss. Oh! The chance is put down. Lennox Muhanguzi not getting hold onto that one. And the bad ball from Moses Achema that could have helped him to pick up a wicket goes unpunished. Moses Achema will be now changing bowling ends and coming right arm over for Samuel Chinalwa, the lefty. Not closing the line very well, and it is a dot ball. Touch and go. Samuel Chinalwa caught shaping, but they do take the run. They do take the by run. Toe full and hit down the ground by Ramadan Ochimi for another single. Ochimi knows many of the big wickets have gone back to the dugout. So what should happen now for Mountain Karisimbi is try and make sure that they keep hitting into the gaps, getting the singles and making sure they keep taking the runs. There is an appeal of LBW, but that ball was going down the leg and not given by the umpire. By runs she indicates. But now Mountain Karisimbi is into the 60s. They will be hoping that they can get that 3 magical figures. The 100 runs. 5 off 9 for Ramadan Ochimi and 1 off 7 for Samuel Chinalwa. Projected score previously was 145, but now it's 140. Fumbled by Tom Adupu, giving them a chance to pick up an extra run. And as we come to the end of over number 13, 92 for 5 is what the scoreboard reads. Harion back for his final over. Oh. It was hanging for some time in the air, but not carrying to the fielder. And the single will be taken. Ramadan goes and he manages elevation and not distance. Akena Bosco takes the catch. Ramadan Ochimi, who has been anchoring the innings, picks up the lone fielder, waiting from the long on boundary. Hariom manages to pick up his 50th wicket. What a display there the young man has put. 3.2 overs is bowled and he's picked up 5 wickets. Most importantly, he has now gotten rid of the dangerous Ramadan Ochimi. Googly ball. Ramadan thought it was the ball to hit on, but didn't manage to hit it past the fielder. Waiting at longo on Akena Bosco, who dropped a catch in the previous over, now gets hold on to that chance and helps his side pick up the 6th wicket. Projected score dropping from 140 to 139 with the fall of that wicket. And what a performance being put on the cards by the team. It is the first fifer. Sorry, it is the second fifer in this tournament. Yesterday we saw a 6-4 coming from Richard Sohera, and now Hariom Dudareja has 5 wickets in his name with 4 more balls to bowl. Isiko Kenneth is the new batter in to bat for Mountain Karisimbi. Runs were in full flow for Karisimbi, but somehow the game has started shifting because Mountain Rwenzori has started tightening the gaps and making sure that now out of nothing something happens. 13.2 overs gone and 93 for 6 is what the scoreboard reads. A slip fielder has been put in place for the new man Isiko Kenneth. Doesn't close the lane very nicely, but they will take the single. And because Hariom has been struggling to both the left-handed batter, Mountain Karisimbi will be hoping that the left-handed batter in Samuel Chinalwa can capitalize and make sure that he hits some loose balls. And now he won't be changing sides. He bowled right arm round for the lefty, but now he will be continuing right arm over for the lefty with the slip fielder still in place. To the pads and the dot ball. A little quick to the pads. The sweep shot could have been a much better option in terms of scoring. 2 more remaining in the over. Putting the outside edge of the bat into play and another dot ball. 1 more to play for the young man. But what a spell he so far bowled for the team. Hit up in the air, chance to catch. Oh, he missed the ball where it was in the air. It could have been a soft coat and ball dismissal there. But the single will bring the end to the spell of Hariom Dudarejia. What a spell. 4 overs, 5 wickets, just 14 runs conceded. Projected score now dropping to 136. But a much better needed over in the contest of this game. As we come to the end of over number 14, scoreboard reads 95 for a loss of 6. Achama Moses was fumbled 2 overs and considered just 5 runs. Will be returning to bowl his 3rd over. He's been hitting some good lanes and lengths, extracting some bit of bounce from the surface, and he'll be bowling to the left-handed Samuel Chinalwa. The wicket keeper there undoing. He somehow gets to the ball, but he doesn't put in a good makeshift to stop the balls towards there onto the total. Moses Achema struggling to bowl to the left-handed Samuel Chinalwa. Now it will be the righty on strike, Kenneth Isiko. Kaoko na long on, both at the boundary. Because he's not bowling express pace, he is not having protection at the third off fine. Now Hariom coming in closer at covers, right into the block hole, and half-hearted effort there to cut off the ball from Moses Achema, giving them a chance to take the single. They've kept milking these runs, and now they are 2 runs shy of reaching the magical figures, the 100 runs mark. The left-hander doing the magic for Mountain Karisimbi, because the weights are helping them to keep their scoreboard ticking. Moses Achema now coming right arm round for the lefty, because the ball is swinging inwards. Brilliant, but sloppiness there from the two fielders, Lennox and Hariom, giving them a chance to take the single. And the single will bring up 100 runs as the team total for Mountain Karisimbi, and a small milestone for them to celebrate, because every time the team coming to chase down the total sees 3 figures on the cards, you keep them guessing. And now Achema Moses will be continuing right round for the right-handed Kenneth Isiko. Sorry, he changes ends and now he'll be coming over. Full toss, and it is hit away. What a shot there. Breaking the shackles and hitting that one all the way for a maximum. There is a no ball call from the umpire. It is the above the waist no ball there from Moses Achema. He didn't look to be in good control for the ball, and in the end it turned out to be very costly. Isiko will have even a chance of enjoying the free hit, and now runs are again starting to flow for Mountain Karisimbi, because Isiko is hitting some shots out of anger and making sure that they have something to bowl at. The free hit, shimmy down the track, and even sweeter option, but straight to the fielder, and only a single they will do take. Kenneth Isiko not managing to take it all the way over the head of Emmanuel Okwalinga at that cow corner boundary. Hit it backward of the square for a single, and leg byes indicated by the umpire. He goes run out chance, but the underarm throw doesn't always get you run outs. You need to go for a powerful throw to make sure that you pick up a wicket. Run out chance, but fumbled by Lennox, giving the batters chance to get back to their grounds. And it is another dot ball. End of the over. 110 for a loss of 6 is the score after 15. Bowling change for Mountain Rwenzori. Davis Savanyiga replaces Hariom Dudarejia, who has completed his spell. More express pace coming in from Mountain Rwenzori. Cow corner. Deep square leg. Long on and long off, both at the boundary. Short third fielder in place. No protection down at fine leg. Wicket time. One angling back. Kenneth Isiko not managing to hit it on. Leg stump is uprooted. David Savaniga into the attack and he makes impact already. No foot movement whatsoever there from Kenneth Isiko, just throwing his bat around. He didn't manage to cross his line. And in the end, the leg stump is uprooted. Some bit of an in swinger coming in from David Savaniga as Mountain Rwenzori again strangles back, picking up that praise wicket. The 7th goes and more rebuilding to be done. The turning moment was in that over by Hariom Dudarejia. He came, the first wicket was a run out. The next batter who came in was trapped LBW. Another bowled in that over. And out of the 7 wickets that have so far fallen in this game, 5 go into the name of Hariom. He's really been the go-to man and he's been making sure that he puts impact. Shirine is the new batter in, a young brother to Munil Ismail. Munil Ismail, a former player for the Baby Cricket Cranes, the under 19 team for Uganda. But now Shirine with the big task of carrying on the batting. Full toss. But I love the idea there from Shirine stepping forward and trying to drive. Davis Sewanyiga is hitting the good lanes and lengths. A wicket and a dot ball. No runs so far conceded by Davis. Another chance put down by the wicket keeper by Ga Twaha, who has not been too handy today. Bat and pad and a dot ball. Much brilliant over there from David Sevanyiga. He's just been bowling good areas and not giving anything away to these batters. Davis keeping them in check all throughout the game. Chance to run, and they do take the single. Runs no longer coming easy the way of Mountain Karisimbi. Mountain Karisimbi looked too comfortable up front in this game, and at the time you could see 108 on the cards, but now the tide of the tape has been changing. Projected score still reading 140, but it might take a lot for them to get to that dream total. Final ball of the over goes across the line, and he was nowhere close to the ball. Just one run and a wicket off Davis Sebanyiga's first, and at the end of the 16th, 111 for 7 is what the scoreboard reads. From wherever you're catching this game, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is match day 2 of the East African Safari T20 happening at Florida Cricket Oval down in Uganda. This tournament sponsored by Daffabet and Deep End Sports Media. Kingsley Children's Medical Center also being one of the sponsors for this tournament, and the Mukono Cricket Community, part of the organizers. Tom Adupu, who has been a little expensive in his first 2 overs, going for 15 runs, will be now coming to bowl his 3rd over. He is a handy seamer, but he was struggling with his lines throughout the game. Starts with a full toss, and he picks up a dot ball right away. He's getting back his run up very quickly because he knows that he will have to go through his action very quickly to make sure that this game ends in no quick time. Another edge put down by Gatwa. He put down one in the previous over, and he is again sloppy, not getting hold on to those opportunities. He turned out to be a little expensive for his side, not doing good glove work and giving many easy runs. Wicket time going across the lane. Samuel Chinala thinking it was the ball to hit to the onside, and it is the first wicket for Tom Adupu, and the 8th that Mountain Rwenzori does pick up. Coming right arm over, getting that ball swinging back, and the batter thinking he could have hit it to the onside. In the end, he misses, and Tom wins the battle. Strangling back Mountain Rwenzori at the moment. Mountain Rwenzori won the toss and opted to bowl first. In the beginning of the match, the plan wasn't moving in their favor, but currently you somehow feel that they have started fighting back and making sure that they get back in the game. It is a chance for Tom Adupu to wrap up the tile, because we are now down into the lower order batters. If you look at the batter, they are looking so clueless on what to do. Chiwanuka Mark is the batter who has just made his way to the crease. Not good glove work there from the wicket keeper. He's not been putting in some good efforts to stop the balls. And now by runs added onto the total. Two teams that were at the good side of results yesterday in the morning will be facing off this afternoon. Mountain Satima, who won the opener by 1 run, will take on Mountain Kilimanjaro, who won yesterday's afternoon game by 55 runs. Make sure that you keep it deep in Sports Media. There is a run-out chance, but fumbled by the wicket-keeper, Moses Achima, putting in some quick throw, but the run-out chance not taken. And that single brings us to the end of over number 17. Scoreboard reading 114 for 8. The final wicket is right at the crease. Good bowling there from Davis Sawanyiga, keeping it wide of off stump. Another dot ball there for Davis Sawanyiga. Davis Sawanyiga has made sure that he keeps the batters in check, just bowling the good areas and making sure that nothing comes easy the way of the batting team. Bit of a leading edge. There was an appeal, but from the bat to the pad and not given by the umpire, and clearly that ball looked to be going down. And another dot ball in the over. 3 dot balls there to start off this over by Davis Sawanyiga. He goes and manages to get it into the gap. There is a run out chance, but the batter is very quick, and in the end they do make their grounds. The single. Final ball of the over. Dot ball. Oh, sorry, there is still a delivery to ball in this over. into the surface, hit and run out chance, not completed. The bigger chance was on the bowler's end, and that's the end of the over. 115 for a loss of 9 is the score as we come to the end of the 18th over. Tom Adopo will be coming to bowl the 19th over of this match. Starting with keeping the batters in check, bowling that good stump to stump line. Shurain and David Mux are still getting some runs there for Mountain Karisimbi. Off stump line there by Tom Adopo. He's seen that most of the times when he attacks, the batters stand a very good chance of getting those edges. So he's making sure that he just hits that off stump line to make sure that he keeps them guessing. Hit a few to the off stump line and swing one back to the wickets. Bring it closer and another dot ball, but that's a much better lane and length there from Tom Adopo. Every time he delivers, he gets to his run up in quick time. Just through his clear thought process. Another dot ball for Tom Adopo, no longer attacking now, and just making sure that he goes through his overs. Driven through the cover area, and another single. One more to play in this over, and in the dugout, Mountain Karisimbi knows that the runs that come at this time of the game are the runs that can help them to pick up victory in this game. Final ball of the over there coming in from Tom Adopo. Beats him by pace, and the umpire raises up the finger, trapping David Muksa LBW. And that will be the end of the first innings. Mountain Rwenzori won the toss and opted to bat first. I beg your pardon, to bowl first in this game. And when you look at the batting card for Mountain Karisimbi, Emetu Paul 25 of 28, Dok Abdul Shakul 27 of 22, and a late 10 of 6 from Isiko Kenneth. 29 extras have been given away, and that will be something for them to regret. But on the bowling card, Hariom Dudarejia picked up 5 wickets in these 4 overs. He conceded only 14, whereas Tom Adopo picked up 2 and David Sewanyiga picked up only a single wicket. We've come to the end of the first innings, and we will take a short break, and we will return with the second innings of this match. We are back for the run chase. Mountain Rwenzori will need 118 runs from 120 balls to pick up victory in this game. This is a clash between Mountain Rwenzori and Mountain Karisimbi happening here at Florida Cricket Oval, and it is match day number 2. It is the third game of this tournament. Rwenzori will need 118. They won the toss adopted ball first, and now they will be hoping that they can give an interesting run chase to make sure that they chase down in the total and pick up the first victory. The two umpires standing in this game, Elizabeth Nakibuli and Resta Nalumansi, are already back in the middle to see us through the batting innings. For Mountain Rwenzori. Bosco Akena and Hariom Dudereja will be the opening batters for Mountain Rwenzori. First ball of the run chase. And it is a dot ball there from Kenneth Isiko to start off the second innings of this game. Brilliant start there from Mountain Karisimbi. Fine leg and third man are the two fielders deployed at the boundary by Mountain Karisimbi. You give credit to Mountain Rwenzori, the way they crawled back in the game, the way they bowled the mid overs, making sure that they limit Mountain Karisimbi from getting many. Bosco getting out of his frame, trying to hit the ball with the bounce, but was nowhere to making contact. And I think it's a much better idea and approach there from Bosco Akena, because they are still inside the power play. If you can make sure that you capitalize early in the game, you stand a very big chance. Another dot ball there from Isiko Kenneth. Good start there. There is a no ball call there from the umpire, and a chance for Bosco Akena to make sure that he gets off the mark and he starts off the run chase. The first runs on board for Mountain Rwenzori in the run chase. Free hit coming up there for Bosco Akena. The ball swinging away from him and undone by the wicket keeper as that rolls to the boundary. 5 wides there to be taken by Mountain Rwenzori, and the free hit still stands Wolboska didn't step close to the line of the ball, but the 5 wides. And the free hit will still stand. Beaten by the pace, and it is a dot ball. Going for a drive, and the ball just swinging on. Good bowling display there. It's been all the extras onto the total for Mountain Rwenzori. 2 more balls remaining in this first over. Nearly rolled onto the wickets there. Akena going to block but not covering the lane of the ball very well. But it will be another dot ball. 1 more ball remaining in this over. And with the exception of the wides, by now they could have not considered any runs. Mountain Karisimbi cannot score a no ball, 5 wides. Keeping the total at 6 for no loss. Final ball of the over. It will be another wide, and you have to ball it again. When you look at the area where he's pitching the ball, he's pitching it a little closer to the 4th stump, meaning if it swings away, it goes out of the tram lines. So you need to make sure that he brings it a little closer. Ball it towards the off stump, so that when it swings away, it sticks within that area between off stump and the wide line. What also that ball does is that it will keep the outside edge of the bat in play. Just a hanging blade there, but undone by the wicket keeper Ramadan Ochimi, and it will be a dot ball, bringing us to the end of the over. 7 for no loss is what the scoreboard reads at the end of the first over. There's a bit of an injury break as Ramadan Ochimi will get some bit of medical attention. That ball going on and hitting him down to his knee. We have come to the end of that brief injury break. Finally, Ramadan Ochimi back on his feet after being hit the ball down to his knee on the very final ball of the first over. There is a bowling change. I beg your pardon, there is a change in rhythm because the first ball was a pace, was a simmer into the attack. Now we will be seeing a spinner coming into the attack, and it is the captain himself, Dr. Abdul Shakur, to make sure that the batters, Hariom and Akena, does some bit of music. Deep mid wicket at the boundary. Dr. Abdul Shakur coming. Whereas the other fielder who has been deployed at the boundary, standing at 45 yards at Longo, off in Paul Emetu, just a few feet off the boundary. And now Doka will be coming right arm over for Hariom. Hariom yet to dance to. Not a good start there from Doka Abdul Shakur. Wide, way outside off stump. Some width there, but a dot ball. Beats him completely. Hariom now dancing to his own music. He has been spinning it around and making his friends dance. And now it is his turn. Into the surface. And Trevor Makachanja with a fine stop. Another dot ball. Keeping the outside edge in play, and another dot ball. Too short and hit on, breaking the shackles and bringing up the first boundary in this run chase. Loose and short from Abdul Shakur Doka. And Hariom says thank you, hitting that one past the vacant long on boundary to break the shackles and bring up another boundary there. Hariom is now starting to look comfortable playing. One more ball remaining for Doka Abdul Shakur, forcing him to play on the back foot, and it is a dirty ball. End of the over. After 12 runs for no loss is what the scoreboard reads. Isiko coming back for his second over. Dot ball for him to start off the over. Played over, but it falls short of the fielder at mid-off. Emetu Paul didn't make any effort to move forward and try to catch that one. Well driven. And another single. Hariom Dutarechi are looking very comfortable, playing some good shots on here. Very glorious off drive there from him, and making sure that he makes a good placement. There was a field that covers, but he made sure that he places it a little wide of him. Well guided into the gap at mid-wicket for another single. Now the runs are starting to come for Mountain Rwenzori. Much better there from Isiko. Keeping it outside off stump and picking up another dot ball. Beautiful outswinging pace there from Kenneth Isiko, and that will bring us to the end of over number 3. 15 for no loss is what the scoreboard reads. Abdul Shakur Doka back for his second over. Too wide, and it is wide there, called by the umpire. Current run rate 5.33 and required 6. They are somehow keeping close. Mountain Rwenzori played down the ground, straight to mid on for a single. He goes, but this time around he will pick up the fielder. He scored a boundary at that long on, but there is protection there. Shireen Ismail patrolling that area now. Some better approach there from the fielding side, making sure they don't miss out anything in the field setup. Oh, nearly a chance for Dr. Abdul Shakur. He tried diving sideways but didn't get hold onto it, and they do take another single, getting a run every ball and making sure that they keep close. Hit again, down to long off for another single. A runny ball keeps them in close contention of picking up victory in this game. Down to the pads, but it is called wide by the umpire. beats the outside edge of the bat, and it is another dotty ball for Dr. Abdushakur in this over. One more ball remaining in the over. Akena Bosco 4 of 13 and Hariom 7 of 11. Full and driven down the ground. Work to do for Emeto at long off. And that single will bring us to the end of the over. 22 for no loss is now the score after 4 overs. Five over required is 696 in 96. The current passage of play somehow helping the Mountain Rwenzori players to keep close in this game. Isiko Kenneth coming back to bowl his third over. Kenneth has so far gone for 10 in his first overs, and now there he returns. Flick of the wrist and into the gap. Chance for them to pick 2 runs because of a slow outfield. They run very quickly and they only take 2. I kind of looked interested in taking the third, but it was turned down by Hariom. Beautiful there, closing the line very nicely. But it's a much better delivery there from Kenneth Isco, keeping the stumps in check. Just a hanging blade there from Bosco Akena. And it is a dotty ball. Glorious. Down the ground for another single. But nice looking off drive there from Bosco Akena. Wides starting to overcompensate there and missing some things there. Kenneth Isiko. Nearly onto the top edge of the bat. but it will be a dot ball. Much better line there from Isikwa Kenneth. One more ball remaining in this over. Current run rate somehow close to the required. Sharp outswing and a dot ball to end the over. 26 for no loss as we get to the end of the 5th over. This is the final over to complete the power play, and there is a bowling change. The left-handed Samuel Okaliowa will be coming into the attack, replacing Doka Abdushakur. Brilliant delivery there from Samuel Okaliowa, beating the edge of the bat of John Bosco Aken. And when you look at that, he drops the ball to the middle stump and gets it angling away. Bosco need to make a shimmy down the track or hit it with before it pitches. Driven into the gap. Beautiful placement there from Akena. Ball a little full by Samuel Okaliowa, giving the batters a chance to pick up another single. There is a loud appeal, but not given by the umpire. Clearly that ball was going down the leg. Much better over there from Samuel Okaliowa. 3 dot balls up front and a single. He's just making sure that he doesn't give away any runs. Toe fall and hit away, but there is a no ball call there from the umpire. A loose ball there coming in from Kaliwa Samuel. Now it will be a free hit, and Akena Bosco will be facing the free hit. Driven with power down the ground, but he will pick up the fielder. It was a much better approach there from Akena. We always see many of these youngsters hitting without even making any contact, but Akena making some beautiful contact there and picking up the single. One more ball remaining to complete the power play. 30 runs already up on board. Hit into the vacant area by Hariom, but the ball sticking into the ground, and they will only take a single. End of the power play, and the 31 for no loss is the score after 6 overs. One thing that Patrick Oburu brings on board is those cutters. He tends to be rushing the batters into playing some shots. So Hariom will play very cautiously. And now Patrick Oburu to Hariom. Starts with a quick one and it is sliced through the cover area, fumbled, and the run is taken. Hariom took the wicket of Patrick Oburu as he bowled him round the wickets. So this stages up this as another exciting encounter between these two, Patrick and Hariom. But now it will be Bosco Akena on strike. 10 off 21, 10 off 18 for the two batters currently at the crease. Akena Bosco and Hariom. Full and driven straight to the fielder. There is a run out chance. Oh, they will have themselves to blame here. That wicket was there. Miscommunication between the two batters. Hariom being deceived by the sound from the blade of Akena Bosco. The throw from Paul Emetu, and Patrick Oburu not managing to collect that one up. Chance is created and chance is not taken. (86 in 82). Comes for a quick one and it is a dot ball. Brilliant. There has a time round he goes and he manages to play it over the head of mid-on standing right in. Somehow you feel that there was something missing that field set up by Mountain Karisimbi. And it is now a welcoming boundary. But look at that shot there from John Bosco Akena, just making sure that he picks up the length very nicely and lofts it over the head of the fielder at mid-on to pick up another boundary. Two batters are batting without showing that they are having any sorts of pressure. Much brilliant and needed by the side. Oh, a comedy of errors there, giving them an extra run. The batter already making his ground, and Akena reading very nicely, saying that that man there in Patrick Oburu is interested in picking that wicket. And that one will bring us to the end of the 7th over. 81 in 78, 37 for no loss is the score after 7. Kaliwa Samuel will be now returning into the attack to bowl the 8th over in this game. 81 in 78. Somehow you feel that this game can swing in any direction. Kaliwa gave up 5 in his first, and now he returns. Hit by high end of the square for another single. A little fall. Oh, what a way to buy a wicket there by Samuel Kaliowa. He bowls it full, and Hariom not managing to hit it over the head of the fielder. He finds the fielder waiting on the ring. and the catch is taken. Dejected and disappointed by his efforts there. Look at the ball there. Full on the offside and hit straight to Ramadan Ochemi. Clearly the shot was on, but he didn't manage to hit it over the head of the fielder. Mountain Karisimbi picks up the first wicket. He will feel disappointed because he didn't manage to carry his team through. He looked a little comfortable with his shots. Many of his shots that he played were on merit, but in the end he doesn't carry his bat through. He did a lot of good work in the first innings. Hariom picking up 5 wickets, and in the run chase he's managed only 10 runs. Twaha Baiga is the new batter in. Twaha Baiga playing on the back foot, a little risky, but it is a dot ball there from Samuel Kaliowa. The only bowler who has so far made change, picking up the first wicket for Mountain Karisimbi. That one keeping a little low, but Twaha hitting it straight to the fielder. This tournament is sponsored by Dafabet, Kings, the Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media, and it is organized by Mokono Cricket Community and Cricket Uganda. Beaten completely, and it is another dot ball in the over. What an over there in the making for Samuel Kaliowa. A single, a wicket, 3 dots, 1 more play in the over. Wicket-keeper batter swinging and not getting anywhere close to the ball. Dot ball, just 1 run off the over and the wicket falling in that over. And as we come to the end of over number 8, 38 for 1 is what the scoreboard reads. Patrick Oburu back for his second over. 6 runs in his first, and now he comes back again. 80 runs in 72 balls needed for Mountain Rwenzori to pick up victory. Beats him. There is an appeal of LBW, but that ball coming off the bat of Akena. Patrick Oburu feeling a little dejected there, but saying that was Daddy Plum. But in the end, it is not given by the umpire. But a dirty ball to start off the over. Some of the players will be later on in action this afternoon. Peter Ochen, Loikindwa Mturaki, all sitting and watching the proceedings here. Chaya Amin being one of those who are sitting right at the bunkers here at Florida Cricket Oval. Well driven, and it is another single. He's been showing that he's in full control of his shots. Bosco Akena. little loose, but a good one there from Patrick Oburu, keeping it to the fourth stump, and he manages to pick up another dot ball. Akena Bosco still on 17 of 29, and Veiga Twaha still trying to get off the mark. Twaha Veiga is a player for the Africa Cricket Club, whereas for Bosco Akena he plays for Tornado Cricket Club. 79 needed in 69 for victory. Mountain Rwenzori. From the edge of the bat, it beats the wicket keeper and it rolls down to the boundary. Good work there done by the fielder Ismail to cut off that one from running away. Patrick Oburu feeling a little unhappy because he feels that Doka Abdul Shakul could have put in a little extra effort to cut that one off. Full toss and driven on the off. Just another single, but you feel that that was a ball for hitting anywhere because it was full to the blade of Bosco Akena. But Bosco Akena taking his time. It is another dot ball in this over, just 3 runs off the over. And as we come to the end of this over, the 9th, 41 for 1 is what the scoreboard reads for Mountain Rwenzori Cricket Club. There is some bit of an injury break as Ramadan Ochimi is once again receiving some bit of medical attention. This is match day number 2 of the East African Safari T20 happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. Tournament sponsored by Dafabet, Kings, the Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media, organized by Cricket Uganda and Mukono Cricket Community. Mukono Cricket Community making sure that the game grows within the areas around Mukono, Wuyikwe, Mukono itself, and Kayunga. This is a clash happening between Mountain Rwenzori and Mountain Karisimbi. Rwenzori won the toss and opted to bowl fast, and they managed to limit Karisimbi to just below 120. The run chase is on, and 77 more are needed in 66. Kaliwa Samuel returning to bowl his third over from the road end. A little loose and onto the bats, but not hitting it away. Bosco Akena closing in on himself instead of trying to open up and hitting that one on. And it is a dot ball to start off the over. Too short, but the ball did it bounce off the surface. It could have turned into a wicket-taking ball. And when Akena saw the short ball coming in, he was somehow feeling that it was the ball to hit anywhere. Kenna goes, but that is stuck in the surface. They are running quickly, but they will only take one run. Full and outside off. That was a thick outside edge, giving them a chance to take a single. Baigatwa just throwing his bat there and not really managing to get close to the pitch of the ball. The dot balls have been gold dust in this over. Current run rate 4.45 and required is 7.26. False line. He's trying to hit. Bosco now going on the onside where the ball is continuing to the off. And another dot ball in the over. One more delivery remaining to complete this over. A little fall and a dot ball. End of the over. And at the halfway mark, 43 for a loss of 1 is the score. $75 from 60 balls is now the equation. Akena Bosco with 19 of 35 and Vaigatwaha with 2 of 8. But it is now a time for them to try and make sure that they hit out of the blocks, because the number between the gap between the number of runs and the remaining balls is starting to widen up. Oburu Patrick, who bowled his first over and it went for 6, bowled his second and it went for 3, will now be coming in to bowl his third over. Wicket time. A wicket taking delivery there coming in from Patrick Oburu. Twaha Baiga's struggles will officially come to an end. A very straight ball there coming in from Patrick Oburu, and he manages to uproot the wickets there for Twaha Baiga. Express pace, and the ball straying on, manages to rattle that furniture. What a moment there for Patrick Oburu as he manages to get another wicket for his side. Mountain Rwenzori have lost their second wicket. 43 for 2 is what the score reads after 10.1 overs. some of the players who are going through some bit of warm-ups here at Florida, because there will be an interesting clash. Two teams that won yesterday, Mount Satima will be taking on Mountain Kilimanjaro. The game starting at exactly 2 p.m. Moses Achema is the new batter in, who has worked on to replace Isaac Abaiga. 2 wickets falling in a flash. Much better, fumbled by the field that covers there. And Achema Moses is off the mark. Oh, what a backup there from Trevor Chanja. The anticipation was looking so brilliant. The ball a little straying away from him, but he manages to chip in a half dive and make sure that he cut that one off. Brilliant stuff there by Mountain Kilimanjaro. I beg your pardon, by Mountain Karisimbi. They do know that they are not working with so many runs, so there is no room for error. They are making sure that they keep playing the good surfaces, the good areas. To the pads, and the umpire raises up the finger. Bosco Akena shuffling across the stumps, missing that ball, and Patrick Oburu gets his second wicket. 2 wickets falling in the over. 44 for 3 after 10.3 overs. But what a delivery they are coming in from Patrick Oburu. He's made sure that in this entire over, he keeps bowling stump to stump. Keep the wickets in plan, make sure that you get the wicket. And you look at that one, Bosco Akena shuffling across the stump alley. And brilliant work there by Patrick Oburu, making sure that he picks up that wicket. Just in a flash, Mountain Rwenzori has lost the third wicket. They will need more 74 runs from 57 balls for victory. And the dejectors walks back to the hard. But those are some of the players. Raymond Kagera, who will be playing later on in the afternoon alongside Jovan Komagom. 2 OBs from St. John's High School, Kauga, will later on be in action. Okwalinga Emmanuel is the new batter in, replacing Bosco Akena. 74 in 57 for victory, with 2 new batters at the crease, chasing a target of 118 runs, but now it is becoming an uphill task, and things don't look to be very easy for them. That ball nearly uprooted the leg stump, but it is wide, judged by the umpire there. Some bit of overcompensation there from Patrick Oburu. Oh, that could have been a wicket any day, but it misses. The ball going over the stumps, and somehow you feel that Emmanuel Okwalinga is shuffling a lot across the stumps instead of sticking in his crease and hitting the balls. He is over moving. Another dot ball. Fall to the blade and hit to point. There was a run out chance, but the throw going well wide, it might be costly, and it rolls all the way to the boundary. Five runs to be added onto the total there. And now a bit of compensation there coming in from the field at point, who wanted to go for that direct throw. Resulted into 5 runs. Much better there from Patrick Oburu to wrap up the over. End of the 11th over, and the scoreboard reads 50 for a loss of 3 wickets. Another bowling change there for Mountain Karisimbi. Ramadan Ochimi into the attack. Moses Achama not committing to that shot. He really made full access to the ball. He could have hit it a little harder to pick up some more runs. Touch and go, run out chance. The umpire says no, the bat has made his ground. Some good awareness there from the field at point. He saw that it was a lot of distance to cover for Moses Achema to reach the bowler's end stumps, and he manages to chip in the throw right at that side. A direct throw could have given him the wicket, but they are okay giving out to the single run because it will only be boundaries that might somehow concern them. Committing early to the shot, Emmanuel Okwalinga stepping forward even before seeing the pitch of the ball. But it is a dot ball there for Ramadan Ochimi. 66 in 51. Somehow the boundary in the previous over brought them a little closer. They'll need a boundary every over at least for them to keep in close contention of winning this game. Another dot ball in the over there by Ramadan Ochimi. Tries to guide it to Gully, but good work there by the fielder, not allowing them to take the run. 4 dot balls in the over so far, just a double for Ramadan Ochimi to start off, and one more delivery remaining to complete this over. 66 in 49 for victory. Dot ball, end of the over. 12 gone, and 52 for 3 is the score. Current run rate 4.33 and required is 8.25. 66 from 48 needed for victory. And there is a bowling change for Mountain Karisimbi. Patrick Oburu out of the attack and Paul Emetu into the attack. Starts with a very full ball, and Moses Achima trying to hit it on the onside, but he misses. They've just opened up the blade and try and cut it to the offside to pick up maximum rewards. but a dot ball there for Paul Emetu. Waits for it and hits it on the own backward of the square, and they do take the run. Good work there by the wicket keeper, making sure that he cuts that one off from allowing them to get an extra run. A much better over there from Paul Emetu. Only a single and dot balls being given away. No boundaries so far. That one well off the pads. Trevor Makachanja not with some good pickup, giving them a chance to pick up a double. But a double will not hurt them. It will only be the boundaries that might be troublesome somehow to the batting team. They are now making sure that they crawl back and keep close in the game. Off the body, another half-hearted dive there from Trevor Makachanja, not paying any rewards. More 2 runs, waiting for the overthrow, but no, it doesn't come. End of the over, and as we come to the end of the 13th over, 59 for 3 is what the scoreboard reads. Back into the attack, Ramadan Ochimi sliced over the fielder, but there is another fielder there at the wide of off, cutting that one off from going to the boundary. Beats the outside edge. Good work there by Ramadan Ochimi, and it is another dot ball in the over. Hit into the gap for just a single, but the singles will not hurt Mountain Karisimbi. What they are doing right now is cutting off the boundaries, so however much these two batters will keep milking the singles, it may not be for any trouble to the side. Guided backward of the square. Hesitation between the batters. Run out chance. Oh! A direct throw. And it is a run out there. Shurain Ismail completing that run out and picking up another wicket for Mountain Curry. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Good work there being done by Mountain Karisimbi, making sure that they keep in close contention of winning this game. Somehow runs are not flowing for them at the back end of the innings, but they are making sure that they fight back and start punching back. Moses Achimi hitting and trying to take off very quickly, and he was miles away from making it to his ground again, but that ball was hit straight to the fielder near that gully area. And in the end, good collection there by Shurain Ismail to pick up that run out. And now we see the captain for Mountain Rwenzori making his way to the crease, Solomon Chigozi Luwama. Now the new batter in, but he comes at a time where they will need to enforce and make sure that they get some runs. This partnership should be the partnership to help Mountain Rwenzori to pick up something in this game. Solomon Duwama taking his time to get ready. And now you see the placements that have been made for him. Long on at the boundary, because they know he is a new man in. He goes hard, inside out, but he picks up the field at long off. Just a single for Solomon to get off the mark, showing some bit of intent in his approach. Googly ball hit straight to the fielder, and no run is taken. End of the over. 14 gone and 60 for 4 is the score. More 58 needed in 36 balls. It's a cool and brilliant passage of play. Good work being done by Mountain Karisimbi to make sure that they keep Mountain Rwenzori in check. Trevor Makachanja is the new bowler into the attack. Playing on the back foot, but they will do take the single. It will only be boundaries that can give them a chance of picking up victory. Longer on, longer off, all at the boundary for the two right-handed batters. And now Emmanuel Okwalinga, he's coming great arm round the wicket, Trevor Makachanja, and making sure that he rushes the batters, not giving them anything easy. Wanted the touch and go, but it wasn't taken. Sent back to his crease. Another dot ball for Mountain Karisimbi. Now they're deploying a fielder at deep mid wicket. Hit doesn't carry to the fielder. Isiko Kenneth, and just a single they will do take. The rotation of the striker has not had any issues, but now it is a time for them to try and make sure that they try hitting out of the blocks and pick some biggies. Down on one knee he goes. There is an appeal of LBW, but not given by the umpire. Solomon Wama trying to hit one out of anger, but a dirty ball Too full and too wide. Hit down to the sweeper. And they will only take a single. Not a very good ball there coming in from Trevor Makachanja. Because really, it could have been wide. It could have been hit to the offside. No extra cover. No deep point. Meaning all those are areas that you could quickly access. Dot ball and the end of the over. 15 gone. And 63 for 4 is the score. There is another bowling change for Mountain Karisimbi. Ramadan Ochimi out of the attack and Derek Okecho into the attack. Derek Okecho is the captain for Africa Cricket Club, and now he comes in. Too short, too loose, too wide. And the two wides, they are picked up by Mountain Rwenzori. It is match day 2 of the East African Safari T20. It's a clash between Mountain Karisimbi and Mountain Rwenzori. Rwenzori won the toss and opted to bowl fast, limited Karisimbi to 117 runs, but chasing that total has been a very uphill task. Wides still on offer. 3 wides already up front in this over by Derek Okecho. Doesn't look to be in fine touch and groove. Off the pads and into the gap. Trevor Makachanja a bit sloppy. That was a clear chance of the run out, but it is not taken. They should try and make sure that they enforce some boundaries if they are to chase down the target. Oh, the ball rolling through the legs of Solomon. Wasn't in position to play that one on. The timber is rearranged. Mountain Karisimbi picks up the 5th, and the captain for Mountain Rwenzori will be the batter to depart. Praise delivery there, praise ball. The ball rolling through and beating him completely. A bit of a creeper there. And he manages to help them pick up the wicket. Breaking partnerships has been their trade. They've made sure that nothing comes up for Mountain Rwenzori. Muhanguzi Lennox is the new batter in. .51 needed in 28 balls. Derek Okecho coming great arm round for the left-handed Lennox. But he will start with a very wide ball there. Hitting it from the offside to the onside. Run out chance. A direct throw could have given them a chance of picking up that wicket. That run out, but Paul Emetu not aiming, just going for the throw. That is hit. What a shot there from Emmanuel Okwalinga, bringing up another boundary and keeping the hopes alive for Mountain Rwenzori. He goes, but he's kept a little high. If he had kept a little low in his stance, he could have closed that line very nicely and pick up that gap on the offside. The fielders on the offside, near extra cover and deep point, are all inside. So any ball that goes past the fielders can help you pick up many. A bit of a creeper, but hit away for a single, bringing us to the end of the over. 74 for 5 is the score after 16 overs. We are now into the final 4 overs of this innings. Required run rate 11, current 4.53. 44 runs needed in 24 balls for victory, and it is Trevor Makachanja who is back into the attack for Mountain Karisimbi. Creates room and plays it. A bit of fingertips there from Oburu, but a chance for 2 runs. Good running there. Emmanuel Okwalinga and Lennox Muhanguzi to pick up another double for Mountain Rwenzori and keep them alive and hoping in this game. Long on, long off, Kaukona all at the boundary. The rest of the fielders all inside. Hits it, but not with too much control. And now they are pushing quickly for the second run. Poor glove work there by the wicket keeper, giving them a chance to pick up 4 runs in the infield. Isiko Kenneth will have himself to blame for the throw, but no effort there from the wicket keeper, giving them a chance to pick up 4 runs and take them to 80 for 5 after 16.2. With 5 wickets at hand, they will know that they can still fight and punch back in this game. They will need just 1 over target to make sure that they stay in the game. Plays it dead. There was a chance to run out. Patrick Oburu trying to aim and hit, but it results into just a dot ball, and there is an injury break. He goes. Does it go all the way? Yes. Okwalinga Emmanuel telling them that yes, you might win, but we will have to punch back. And he manages to hit one over long on to pick up a maximum. What a shot they are coming in from Okwalinga, taking on the liking to the bowling of Trevor Makachanja. Hitting it all the way down the ground for a maximum. And taking him into the 30s. He goes again, but he manages elevation. Does it go all the way? Yes, back-to-back maximums there for Emmanuel Okwalinga. Keeping his side alive in the game and taking Mountain Rwenzori into the 90s. Picks up the length very nicely and he clears long off to bring up another maximum in this over. Two hits there by Emmanuel Okwalinga. They really needed an over target and now they are taking some liking to this over. The umpires will be looking to replace with back maximums in that over. It is now pressure onto the bowler. One more ball remaining in this over. Changes bowling ends. Touch and go. They do take the run. But now what that means is that Emmanuel Okwalinga, who has been showing that he's in some good touch, will be facing in the next over. End of the 17th over and 93 for 5 is the score. Required for victory is 29, I beg your pardon, 25 of 18. Ramadan Ochimi will be bowling the 18th over of this game. Long on, long off. Cow corner at the three fielders at the boundary. (38 of 28 for Emmanuel. That one nearly creeping through, but it is a dot ball there. A release, a pressure releasing delivery there coming in from Ramadan Ochimi. He goes, but he misses, and it is another dot ball in the over for Ochimi Ramadan. Back-to-back dot balls to try and make sure that now the pressure shifts onto the batting team. A bit sliced, but it is another dot ball. Going for a drive, but misses completely. 4 dot balls on trot. Experience now working out to the way of Mountain Karisimbi. Five dot balls in the over. Maybe we see the first maiden in this run chase. Swinging hard, but nowhere close to the ball, and that brings us to the end of the over. A very good over there coming in from Ramadan Ochimi. There was some pressure on Trevor Makachanye in the previous over, but now Ramadan Ochimi has carried all the pressure and it shifted it back to Mountain Rwenzori. 18 overs gone, and the scoreboard reads 93 for a loss of 5. A maiden over. Isiko Kenneth coming to bowl the penultimate over of this game. .25 runs needed from 12 balls. Longer on, longer off, both at the boundary. Third man and faint leg have both been deployed. Right arm over for the left-handed Lennox Muhanguzi. Not stepping close to the ball, stepping away from the line of the ball. And it is a dot ball for Kenneth Isoko to start off his over. Right now, what they will need to be doing, these two batters, is try and rotate strike, and Lennox should try and make sure that Emmanuel Okwalinga hogs most of the strike. Not good glove work there from the wicket keeper, giving them a chance to take the run. They do take the by run, but now the danger man Okwalinga will be the bat at face. To fall, and he tries to hit him on, turns down the single because he wants to hog most of the strike and make sure that he gets some runs for Mountain Rwenzori. 24 more needed in 9 balls. A few sixes here and there, I can see them go past the line. And we've seen him showing some potential of hitting the sixes in the previous over. He goes. Chance for them to pick up 2 runs. They are pushing quickly for the second. And they will take the 2 runs. Plays that one through. And he turns down with a single dot ball. 1 more delivery remaining in this over. It is the final ball of the penultimate over. Plays that one. Glorious and brilliant to see. It is stuck in the surface. But it is all the way. 1 bounce and it goes for 4. What a way to wrap up the over. 18 more needed in 6 balls. As the scoreboard reads 100 and 100 for 5 after 19. Patrick Oburu coming to bowl the last 6 balls in this match. 6 balls remaining and 18 runs. 3 sixes can actually give the batting team victory. 18 in 6. Lennox Muhanguzu will be making sure he gets Okwalinga on strike. Goes, but he doesn't make any contact, and it is a dot ball to start the over. Good work there from Patrick Oburu, making sure that they start is a dot ball. And now the equation is 18 from 5 balls. Taking off very quickly there. And it is a second dot ball in the over. Okwalinga itching from his side, wishing he hogs most of the strike. He hogs the strike in the remaining 4 balls. Mid-wicket conference there, the batters having some bit of a conversation. Touch and go. Yes, they'll do take the single. 101 is now the total. 17 more needed in 3 balls. For them to have a bigger chance of winning the game, this ball must go for 6. Long on, long off. Kaokona all at the boundary. Wicket time. Cramped him for room. And he manages to make him fall into the trap. Emmanuel Okwalinga, who was looking like a batter who will win it for them, finds his furniture rearranged, and the last laughter going the way of the Karisimbi. Slightly into the surface and clamped him for room. He made an early shuffle across the stumps. The bells are wiped off, and the danger man goes back to the heart. The 6th falls. The dejection clear on his face, because he feels somehow he had a chance of taking his team past the finishing line, and again he's not really helped his team to cross that line. "17 in 2 balls, with Davis Sebaniga, the new batter, making his way to the crease. Bat and pad, but a dot ball there. Brilliant there from Patrick Oburu. He's been bowling the Yorkers and into the pads and making sure that he doesn't give away any easy runs. It is the final ball of the innings. Sliced away, and they will do take the run, but that run will not hurt them, because even with that run, a 15 runs victory will go the way of Mountain Karisimbi. Good work there done by the bowlers, try and make sure that they keep the game in reach for Mountain Karisimbi, and they help them cross the line. A fighting 45 from Emmanuel Okwalinga, not helping his side cross the line. The commiserations going one side and the celebrations going the other side, as we come to the end of the first match on game day number 2. Mountain Karisimbi winning the game by 15 runs. And that's the match summary there for you. Doka Abdushakur batting for Mountain Karisimbi, 27 of 22. Whereas in response, the leading runs scorer for the batting team was Emmanuel Okwalinga, but his side falling short by 15 runs. We will bring to you the post-match presentation, but don't forget that we have another clash happening between Mount Satima and Mount Kilimanjaro, 2 teams that won yesterday, and only one of them can maintain the momentum. My name is Evan Super and Sajabi here in the comms, and I will be coming to you shortly with the post-match presentation. Jose, ntasingira kwa microphone hiyo uziye nkole. Good afternoon and welcome to the post-match presentation of the first game on match day number 2 of the East African Safari Challenge Cup here at Florida Cricket Oval. A clash between Mountain Karisimbi and Mountain Rwenzori, and Mount Karisimbi winning the game by 15 runs. But let me invite the captain for Mountain Rwenzori to tell me what might have gone wrong in the game. Hard luck, Solomon. What was it like during the chase? Was it like a game you felt in reach, or?
At the start, at the toss, I had said that we would keep them to 100, and they went just above 100, and it has proved to be costly to us.
And that batting display by Emmanuel Okwalinga?
Yes, he gave us some hope that he would be able to see us through over the line, but unfortunately, that's how games go.
What do you hope to improve going forward in the next games?
Just to tighten up on our bowling, especially in the power play, and also to build partnerships in the batting, and then apply the simple KPIs, and then we will be good to go.
Hard luck and go well.
Thank you very much.
Let me invite the captain for Mountain Karisimbi, Doka Abdushakul. Doka, congratulations upon winning the game. During the run chase, did you feel somehow that the game was running away from you guys?
I felt something, but I would like just to thank the boys because they did some good job as if we got the first win.
What do you hope to do better going in the next games?
I will not determine the games, but we shall see forward.
Congratulations and go well. Now getting to the player of match, a man who picked up 3 wickets for just 9 runs was so unplayable. Patrick Oburu takes the award, and to give out the award is Vivian Inganda. Congratulations, Patrick, upon winning the award. What was the plan like for you bowling to the Mountain Rwenzori batters?
Thank you. I'm not feeling well, but first of all, I have to thank my team, my teammates. Yeah, we had to work together, and we tried our best. Finally, we took the game. Yeah, I have to thank all my teams because we worked together. We had to work together and take the game because the game was running away from us. So we made a comeback.
Congratulations and go well.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we've come to the end of the post-match presentation, but don't go anywhere because we have another clash between 2 teams that won yesterday. Mountain Kilimanjaro will be taking on Mountain Satima at 2 p.m.